Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
So in today's video, we are going to talk about Databricks File System in Azure Databricks. So we will talk about what is Databricks File System, how you can browse the DBFS using the user interface, and how you can go ahead and upload the data to DBFS. So what is Databricks File System? Databricks File System is a distributed file system which is mounted into Azure Databricks Workspace, and it is available on Azure Databricks clusters. Databricks File System is an abstraction on the top of scalable object storage. So what does it exactly mean? It means Databricks File System is similar to any other file system where you have your folder structure in which you have your files. The only difference is that it is a distributed file system and it is mounted on the Databricks workspace. Databricks File System is an inbuilt storage of Databricks Workspace where you can keep your data, load your data, read your data, or play around with your data in it. Databricks File System has a root directory by default in which you have some folders by default, which I will go ahead and explain in the next slide. In practical scenarios like production, it's not recommended to use the Databricks file system. For real time, you should always use any object storage like blob storage and mount it to your Databricks workspace. So there are three directories which are by default configured in Databricks file system root. First one is the file store, in which you can go ahead and upload any data or your libraries. The second is the Databricks dataset, where you can get some public dataset to play around and practice and for learning purpose. Third is the Databricks results, in which you can go ahead and store the files which are generated by downloading the full results of a query. So let's see how you can browse the DBFS using UI. Before we go into practically, you need to make sure some options are enabled. That can be done by the admin user. You have to go to the admin settings and the workspace settings where you have a DBFS file browser, which you have to enable, and then only you will be able to see the DBFS and upload the files into it. So let's go ahead and see how it can be done practically. So if you go to data, you see the DBFS here. If the settings is not enabled, you will not see this DBFS tab. So to make sure whether the DBFS is enabled or not, you have to go to settings, admin console, workspace settings. In the advanced tab, you will see the DBFS file browser. Make sure it is enabled. Then you can go ahead and see the DBFS tab is present. So if I go to DBFS tab, I see there's a file store here. So if you remember from the slide, there are two more options called dataset and the result, which you don't see it in the user interface. So for that, created a notebook called Databricks demo. In this, we have three commands. I will explain you one by one what it is. Before you execute these commands, you need to make sure you have a cluster up and running and you have attached that cluster in your notebook. If you don't know how you can create a cluster, please watch my previous video in which I have explained how you can create a cluster and attach it to your notebook. So this is a Python notebook that I have created. So we have a command called dbutils command. In this dbutils command that Databricks provides, there are some file system commands in which you can go ahead and use and list all the files, copy the files, move the files, and there are many more things that you can do. So dbutils command, also I've explained it in the video. Please go ahead and watch those videos so that you know what exactly is the dbutils command. So dbutils.fs means file system. ls means to list all the file system which are in the root directory. So root directory is denoted by the slash. So I will go ahead and execute this particular command. Now you see it says dbfs:/ and file store. Either you can write it as the slash file store or the complete path called dbfs. So there are three paths that has been mentioned. One is file store, second is data set, and the third is the result. as we explained it in the slides. So now if you want to view this particular result in a tabular format, you can go ahead and use a display command. So now you see it's very properly formatted and shows you what is the path and what is the name of the folder and file that's present. So now let's see, if you want to view what is the file that is present inside the stages set folder, then you can go ahead and use the complete path. And these are the files and folders that you can go ahead and use it for your learning and practice purpose. So let's move on to the next agenda, how you can upload the data into your DBFS location. You go to the data, DBFS, there's an upload button. If you hit on upload, there's a file store. You can mention what path you want to use in order to save your file. So I'll just click on select. There's a shared uploads where I want to save my file in my email address. Confirm, and I will go ahead and drag and drop any particular file which I want to save. Okay, so now it is uploaded in this particular shared uploads path. You see employee1-1.csv. So the second way how you can upload is using the file upload data to DBFS. It has selected the path, and I will go ahead and drag and drop the same file and click on next. Now you see it has given me two options: the uploaded file in the Spark API format in File API, and to access the file from the notebook, the PySpark path. So I will copy the PySpark path and I will go ahead and execute it. So it has given me the complete path, how you can go ahead and read the file with the option header equal to true. And if I want to go ahead and display this particular data frame, I can just go ahead and write display and the df1. Now you see it has read the data frame. It has two records that it has shown. So this is how you can go ahead and upload the data into your DBFS location. I hope you understood what is exactly a DBFS file system, how you can go ahead and upload the data into your DBFS file system, and how you can browse any file from the DBFS location. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share with your friends and family. Thank you so much.